And welcome into Sports Talk tonight, our special edition LL Football Coaches Show, an annual event here on Blue Ridge 11. We're very excited to be back with it again as the preseason is almost over. Chad Landers with you here on Blue Ridge 11, and we're going to talk to all 6 of our local football coaches. Let's bring on the first one here as we kick off the show with Manheim Central and their head coach, Dave Hahn. Coach Hahn, thanks for coming on. We're excited for football. I'm sure you are too. How are you guys feeling as it's just days away?
Oh, we're good. We're excited. It's another year. Here we go. Let's get after it.
Right, and so you're in now your 8th season here. It's got to start feeling pretty normal to you at the head role here. How about the Berks teams joining the league for the first time this year, and you guys are in that section too? How are you feeling about that?
I think it's going to be a heck of a challenge. We got some good teams that we'll be facing. We know a little bit about them. We played Exeter. We played Governor Mifflin. We don't know anything about Muhlenberg, so we'll learn about them. But I think it brings an exciting it brings some excitement to Section 2 as well as the whole league.
All right, so let's show everybody at home just exactly all the teams that are in this section because it's really interesting, as we said, merging the 2 leagues here. But it brings all kinds of new matchups. Of course, Conestoga Valley's there, the Barons are there, Warwick Warriors slide into Section 2, Lebanon. But then you get some big guys from Exeter and Governor Mifflin, Muhlenberg from Berks. Coach Hahn, you guys were the tri-champs of Section 2. You shared it with Warwick and Calico. How did you guys feel about kind of how that ended the season there where you got to share it and how you were kind of starting off a new season here with all these new teams?
Hey, anytime you get a piece of that section title, I mean, you want to win it outright, but getting a piece of it is better than not getting anything at all. So we're happy with that. But, hey, we want to go for the whole thing this year as we do every year. And as far as how I feel with Section 2, I mean, it's going to be a dogfight right down to week 10. So it's going to, you guys are going to enjoy it.
I think everybody, including your fans, are going to enjoy this. Just the league is set up for such a fun year. I know all the coaches and their players are going to have to work hard to really perform, but I think the fans are just going to get back and get to enjoy it. Let's talk about your team. You guys have some key pieces to fill, and of course that starts at quarterback, kind of runs the offense for you guys. This is a special year for the Barons and for you yourself. I said you were in your 8th year of head coaching, of course, assistant coaching for quite some time over there. But now your son seems to be stepping into the role of quarterback. How are you feeling about this? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Have you guys kind of talked it out and everything is kind of on point here? Where are we at?
It's like every year, I'm nervous about every position every year. Quarterback position this year is no different. But he's been doing a good job. He's been doing everything that we've asked of quarterbacks in the past as well. He's done a lot of work on his own. So all we can do is just keep educating him as well as everybody else and keep trying to get better. I get what you're saying with, as the quarterback's a big part of our offense and stuff. But, I think we talked about this at media day. Our offense revolves around a team and it's not one guy. So it's going to take all 11. It's going to take receivers. It's going to take the running backs. It's going to take the offensive line. It's going to take our tight ends. It's going to take our H-backs. When all of them work together, then everybody as individuals looks better.
So let's hear about some of these skill positions that are coming in here. Are you making some changes with guys graduating? Anybody you can fill us in on kind of who the fans can see on the gridiron in week 1 and beyond?
Well, offensively, I think if you look in our backfield, I think we've got 2 really good running backs and Jaden White, who played a lot as his sophomore year. And then in his junior year, he was a little bit hampered. He played defensive end, but he was always kind of dealing with a nagging ankle injury and stuff. So he's back. He's healthy. He's had a great camp. He's doing real well. And then the other one is Bryson Arnold. Bryson is strong. He's explosive. He's fast. I think he's going to be fun to watch as well. So it's nice to have a little 1-2 punch there. When you look at our tight ends and our H-backs, they're mixed together. We've got a number of guys there, but our top 3 guys right now working at the varsity level are Rocco Doherty, Kalen Watt and Nick Haas, and they're all, they all like to get after it. So they're the kind of guy we want. They give you a blocking presence at the tight end and the H-back. They can catch the ball. They run good routes. So they're multi-purpose guys. Our receivers, we're a little bit thin at receiver, but we've got some really good receivers. We've got Bodie Seipel, Aaron Ennerline, Landon McGallagher, Sonny Callahan. And then we've got a couple of guys that are backing up, but they're also playing on defense. So, we'll probably really rest our hat on those 4 to start out. On the line, we have 2 returners in Cole Groff and Wyatt Caprice, who have started the last 2 years. So they bring back a lot of experience. And then we have a couple other seniors that are working themselves into starting roles. We have a sophomore who's really come along well. And then we have another junior who's getting good backup minutes, and he starts on defense, so that they'll give us a good look and help us throughout the season.
Yeah, sounds like you got a bunch of options here. Just got to kind of get things hammered out and figured out here by the start of the season. I know you're an O-line guy, so you're probably excited for that to get solidified there. Is there one position that's kind of like a good battle at all, or are they all kind of fighting for it, or is there one that stands out above the rest?
I think there's battles across the board at all of our positions. I mean, our receivers are fighting to get more playing time. They want to be out there every rep, and it's our job to kind of balance between, hey, you guys are playing defense, you're playing offense. We're going to build some breaks in for you to make them better. It's all about what can we do? How can we as coaches help them be better? But they're battling for more and more time. Some of them don't want to come off the field at all. And that's good. We want that. But are we getting what we need out of them every play? So that's been a good battle. I think just at our tight end H-back, I mean, these guys are competitive and they work hard. I think that's been a battle. And I'm working with our tight ends and H-backs, and I closely work with the line. I've kind of the last 2 years kind of relinquished a little bit of the line, but not too much. I'm still always with the line coach, and whether I'm with the tight ends or with the H-backs, we still work hand in hand together. So that's been good, because my heart still lies with the line, but you gotta coach up some other positions too.
I was going to find that hard to believe that you had somehow relinquished your O-line love, but I understand.
I did it, but I have, but I'll be honest with you. I got a former player that I coached through the years that's coaching the line. So he knows how we want to get it done. So that makes it a little bit easier. You
going to shout him out? Is somebody we would know?
It's Blake Kreider. Blake played on our 2009 state championship run there in 2009. And in 2010. Okay. So he was a center for us, and he's done a great job. And he worked with Kevin Krause, who was working with our line last year as well. So, and they still communicate and work together on things. So, and Blake knows that he's always got me right there. So like, I let him coach it up, and I tell him all the time, look, if you see it before I do, say something, because if I see it, I'm going to say something. I'm going to coach it up. So if you want to do it, maybe just see it and say it. Don't wait.
I love the dynamic. It sounds great. And of course, we know how great of a relationship you have with your quarterback's coach as well. So let's switch over to the defense then, because you guys always go as far as that defense is going to carry you. I know you're really proud of some of the stalwarts you have coming back. Tell us about the solid guys on defense and some of the leaders you have there.
Yeah, I think our defense, I told you a couple weeks ago, our defense revolves around our 3 linebackers, but Rocco Doherty, Nick Haas, and Kalen Watt they're special players. They can know how to read an offense. They know how to fit a hole, and they like to hit. And those guys have really played well. Rocco and Nick really had a great scrimmage against Manheim Township. Really did a good job against their run game. But then, you look into our secondary, and I'm really pleased with Bodie Seipel as our safety. This kid likes to come downhill and hit. He really reminds me of Tyler Simon when we had him at safety when he was a sophomore. And because Bodie's fast to the ball, he can read it, and he comes down and hits you.
I remember Tyler. He was tough.
And Tyler was very tough, fast, got to the ball, liked to hit. And Bodie's the same way. You know, Bodie made some great plays on some bubble screens and got to the line of scrimmage real fast. You know, and I expect big things out of him. And then we got Landon McGallagher in the secondary. And we've played him at safety. We've moved him out to the corner. We've had a couple of kids banged up, so we've kind of moved him a little bit. And I think he brings so much experience and knowledge back there that's going to be special. And on our defensive line, we've got Jaden White returning at defensive end, and Jaden's so strong and explosive. His first step off the ball, you know, he's quick, he's good. And then we're adding in some new guys in there. Some veterans that have, you know, played on the offensive line, but also some younger guys that are really starting to prove themselves. And then we got a long line of Colks. We're on the last of the Brett Kolk line here with Xander Kolk. He's playing one of our defensive ends, and I think he's doing really well too.
There's always those Manheim names in there. And of course, the Colks, yeah, it stands out. I was looking at your preview in the paper, trying to see some of the names who were coming back. By the way, I love the whole Rocco Doherty. That is just a football name, and I've loved that since he's been on the scene.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
We do too.
Let's talk about your week 1 matchup. You're going to Westchester, right? Not really a familiar one for you guys. Stepping outside your comfort zone a little bit there to go. Talk to us about kind of what you're expecting here on Friday as you're getting ready for that game.
Oh, my stomach's in knots already because you don't know a lot about the opponent. We've never faced him. We don't know much about him. I've been in contact with the coach. You know, we're sharing information and giving each other film. But when you don't really know a lot about him, you're I don't want to say we're grasping at straws. We're not, but there's that you just don't know what wrinkle they're going to throw in, what they're going to do. You know, when you get into week 3 and 4, you start to see a little bit more about a team and what they're about, and you have more film to watch. We don't have a lot of film to watch on them, and their scrimmage they just had on Saturday. They had 20 plays, and there were some plays like they have a stud running back who's got 4 offers to some Division I schools that he didn't get any reps on offense. Played defense, but he didn't get any reps on offense. So, you know, I don't know if that's good, that's bad. I don't know what that means. So there's that unknown. That makes it tough.
A bit of a mystery there. I don't know if they're playing some cat and mouse with you, not putting anything on tape there, you know, to keep.
Well, when they had 20 plays, I actually called the coach and I said, you know, is there a problem with huddle? Did we not get the whole scrimmage? And he said, no, coach, you got the whole scrimmage. I said, well, okay, what about your tailback? I said, I noticed he didn't carry the ball at all. And he gave me a great answer. He told me, coach, he's carried the ball 250 times in his career. We know what he can do. Yeah. I said, okay. Yeah.
I love
guess
that.
You do. Yeah.
The banter between you and coaches, I mean, that is great. I do love that. And also, you've got to love the fact that you have so many home games this year. I think the total number is 7, which is unusual for a football season. So first of all, that's got to be great. And then you get a stretch in there of 5 in a row at home from weeks 2 to 6. I know you don't look ahead. You've told me that a million times, but that's got to be a pretty cool wrinkle in your schedule, right?
Well, looking at the whole thing, the reason why we have 7 games is because Warwick is got the construction going on over there with their stadium. So they asked if we can host the game, and we obviously said yes. We'll take the home game. So we were supposed to have 6, and that's why we have 7, because they couldn't host the game. And then when you look at that 5-game stretch, I mean, I'm not complaining. Let's just say that that'll be nice to be at home and be familiar with our surroundings.
Yeah, not have to travel and also play in front of your fans who are great and always pack a house. And of course, you know, in football season, they just love coming out and supporting you guys. And that 5-game stretch, I hope for you guys, is just going to be fantastic. And we anticipate you guys to be right there at the end for that Section 2 title. It is going to be such a grind, and I know we're all excited for it. And of course, you got to get ready for week 1 coming up here. Thanks so much for coming on, Coach. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you guys on Blue Ridge 11 pretty soon here early in the season.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, Coach Hahn, good luck in week 1. We're moving ahead here. Next up on the program, it's going to be Warwick in Section 2. We'll catch up with the Warriors and their head coach, one of the longest tenured in the LL, Coach Bob Locker, straight ahead on Sports Talk.